Hello everyone, my name is Mary and welcome back to my channel. If today is your first time of stopping here, hey, do not forget to like the video, subscribe and share. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. It's always a great privilege to have you here. So today we're going to look at preparing towards your studying abroad experience, and we're going to focus specifically on applying for visa and making arrangements towards that. Your journey to studying abroad begins with an admission letter. It's always a good news to receive that offer in your email or your mailbox. When you check your email and you see that message, "Dear Mary, we are glad to offer your admission to so and so university." It's always a great news, and as much as we ought to celebrate, and after adjusting ourselves psychologically, I will link that video if you've not watched it. It's time for us to begin our trip to wherever we are going. But remember, depending on where you are coming from, you might need a visa to travel, and this video is meant to be generic but mostly targeted at people coming from the African continent. Okay, so when you receive the information that you've been given the offer and you start your visa application process, it's very important for you to be able to put in the right application. Of course, the visa officer there is very smart, and a single mistake can land you a denial. As you start your visa application process, remember every country has its own application checklist, and this video is going to be generic. I will not focus on a specific country. In the future, I'll make videos addressing that. But if you are going to study in America, I will link a video made by my friend Trish on applying for a US visa, which is very detailed to this. But in this video, I'm going to be quite generic. So every country has its application checklist. I have applied for visas to the UK, to US, to Norway, to Germany, to Canada. I've applied for visas to Belgium, visa to Sweden, and few other European countries. And what I realized is that even though most countries in Europe accept the Schengen visa, every country has its own application checklist. So it is very important, even if you've traveled abroad before, it's very important for you to check the application checklist. You don't want to miss any information. If you're applying to US, you have to check the application checklist. You have to check every detail you need to add as part of your supporting document. If you're applying to UK or to Canada, the application checklist is very, very important. You don't want to miss a single information. After going through the application checklist, what you need to do is to gather all the documents you need. And as I've been making videos in the past, it's very important for you to even start checking the application checklist while you are making your university application. For example, in Norway, you know it is tuition free, but when you are applying, you're supposed to make a bank transfer of over 100,000 Norwegian kroner from your country of study to Norway. These things should be in your mind even before you apply. Another important point to know is the application duration and the timeline for each and every embassy or high commission. So for example, UK visa can be as fast as 15 days for the standard, like 15 working days for the standard visa, or 2 or 3 working days for the priority. It depends on the money you have to pay. Your pocket will determine the option you go for. On the other hand, other European country visas can also be as fast as 6 days turnaround depending on the country you apply from. So for example, when I applied for Norway visa in Ghana, it took a couple of days, like weeks. When I applied for Norway visa from UK, it took less than 6 days for me to get it. So you should also be aware of that. If you go to the visa website, they will show you the country you are coming from and the expected duration. When I applied for my US visa, it was right at the counter that the visa officer told me that my application has been granted, collected my passport, and told me to go and pick it up in 3 days. And in 3 days, the visa was in the passport. So you should be aware of all these. This will help you to decide how soon to apply. If you're applying for a student visa to Canada, you know the time frame can be quite long. Even before the pandemic, they do not have a quick turnaround like most countries. So it could take a while, maybe a month, even two, to get the letter to even go for your biometric and all that. So you should be able to know how early should I apply, how close is the visa application center from my current place of abode, and do I need to travel miles? Do I need to travel to another country? For example, there are countries that you cannot even apply for visas in your home countries. You will have to fly to another country. All these things are very, very important. If you don't take them into consideration, you'll be there and the time will be fast. And if you want to study in person, thankfully COVID is almost out of the system, so in-person studies resumes. So you don't want to be home thinking that okay, I can study online. No, you should make plans for in-person studies. If your university accepts that you can begin your studies online, that is great. But if not, you should have made contingency plans such that your visa will arrive on time. I hope this video has answered some of your questions concerning visa application. If you have specific questions concerning visa application, you can put them in the comment box and I'll reply as soon as I can. But in case you need professional services concerning consultation on how to apply for visas into these different countries I've mentioned, you can check our website www.magronaheducationconsult.com. I'll link it in the description box, and we'll give you professional advice as well. But hey, studying abroad is an amazing experience, and if you are still contemplating, do I really want to study abroad, you can watch some of our videos and probably you'll be able to make up your mind. Once again, it's good to have you here, and if you've not subscribed yet, do not forget to do that and share our video, like our videos. We hope to give you weekly content that help you to prepare for your study abroad experience. Stay blessed, have a good week. Bye.